So each area in DFW, so Denton, you guys work in the Denton area. So Denton is your area. Rashad, we're going to becoming the assistant team leader over that area. So you're going to be leading people. So you're the assistant team leader, and you're not always. And then so the thing is that Romex has a service expert. He's a dedicated service expert of that area. So there's a technician, right? And this technician, he wants to be as efficient as possible. So what Romex has done is they have divided up Denton into 3 areas. And so there's this area is in January, he's working through this area, and there's 20 service, there's 20 days, and each day of that month, how many neighborhoods do you think he wants to go in each day of that month?
Probably one day, never a day.
One. This is especially like with Dan Can. So Dan Can follows this model to a T. So you tell the customers, my truck is here one day every 3 months. That's when my truck is in this neighborhood. If it's here any other day other than tomorrow of every 3 months, then it's losing money. It's not as efficient as possible. So my job is twofold. My job is 1, to make sure you stay happy, so you stay a customer, so we don't have to find someone to replace you. And 2, to make sure that my truck is only here one day every 3 months. My truck is here one day every 2 months. That's what we should switch to. So that's what. Well, one day every 2 months. Yeah. So you're like, my truck is here one day every 2 months, and so my truck is here tomorrow, and then it won't be back for another 2 months. And so my job is to make sure that he's full. My technician is full when he has 12 stops. He can do 12 stops in one day, and we try to get him to do it in one neighborhood. Now the cool thing is, like, let's say that it's really tight. Sometimes we can fit in like a third, so we can fit in an extra service that day, and that makes us more profitable because he can do more services. And for those 12 that he's doing, he doesn't have to drive as far. So what we do is we do a lot of like Google ads and things like that. And we do very targeted marketing with like Nextdoor. I don't know if you've seen our ads on Nextdoor. And sometimes we'll even do like flyer campaigns. I don't know if you got one of our flyers on your doors. When all of these marketing methods fail, they send out the big guns. And that's me. I'm the area manager. So typically, I just rely on making sure all this is set up. I make sure our cancellation rates are really low, and I make sure that our routes are optimized, which is called a drive score. So our technicians have something called a drive score, and we know how many miles they're driving. So my job is to make sure their drive score is super low and the cancellations in our area are super low. So happy. And then our reservice rates are also super low. We don't want to be coming back a bunch of times for free. So we want to make sure the technician's doing a quality job, that they're keeping you happy, and that we're not driving around a bunch. So that's my job. That's your job. Because my goal for you guys, I'm going to let you know, is for you to stop working for Romex and to upgrade and come work for the big guy, for Dan Can. Dan Can is like the premium quality you could ever get. And it runs a super tight model, and it's super efficient, and it pays super well. Like Dan Can is...
Oh shit, so we're on Romex right now. We're not even...
You haven't even graduated to
the big guns, okay. Okay.
Like Dan Can, that's what Dan Can is. Dan Can is the premium of pest control.
No, I get what you're saying, but you're saying like this is preschool where we could be going.
You guys have not earned the right to wear Dan Can yet.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because it pays super well, it's super good opportunity. So you guys are learning how to do that. And I'm trying to train you to become an area manager over this area. And so when these things fail, then you're there, you're like the area manager. So you're making sure the technicians are happy, you're making sure the customers are happy. When these things fail and you look at the next day and you're like, oh shoot, his route tomorrow in that area, it only has 8 spots. That means he's missing 4 spots. I mean, we could pull some spots from other people, and we could kind of send him to go do some over here, or send him to do some over here. We could fill up his route with other jobs, but that's not efficient. And so we try to spend marketing here, but you do get incentivized a little bit. You're like, so I get paid for that. I'm the area manager. I get paid for satisfaction, quality, retention, drive scores, all that stuff. I'm in charge of managing the marketing for the area as well. Sometimes when all that falls short, my technicians are also responsible for asking for referrals and things like that. Sometimes when that falls short though, or sometimes when we're developing an area, because that's the thing too. Like currently, why haven't I heard you? Well, we're developing this area. Rather than pulling jobs from somewhere else, sometimes what I'll do is I'll go knock that area and try to put on a couple more spots by coming out there and just offering the services for super cheap. And so rather than paying Google a bunch of money for ads, or rather than paying referral bonuses and stuff like that, or rather than driving way out of our area to do another service and spending money on gas, or spending money on Google ads, or spending money on referral bonuses, what we do is I go out here and I knock next door to all of our current customers, and we're saving so much money by you being on the same schedule that we give you the money we would have spent in all the other places, and we highly incentivize you to get on the same schedule, because we're trying to build a very optimal route. We're trying to build a very optimal route, and if we can get that route to be optimal and get people to love us and stay with us, I mean, in 20 years from now, those same 12 people are going to be getting serviced every other month on the same day. And that's a huge, it's just, you're going to love it because you're going to have great pest control. We're also going to love it because that's a very steady business. That's we're not having to hunt for new business every day. That's a very stable, steady business. And that's what we're trying to develop, is we're not trying to get the biggest, we're not trying to be everything, we're not trying to grow and take over the world. We're trying to build a very stable, steady business where our customers are happy. And this is how we do it. And so if you're willing to help me out with our goal and get on schedule, if you're willing to help me do my job, look, I don't really care if it's you or if it's someone else. I'm not trying to sign up 100 people today. I'm not out here to break records. I'm out here to sign up 4 people to fill those 4 spots for tomorrow. And whoever will help me do that, because trust me, knocking doors is great and everything, and my feet love hurting like this because I've been on my feet for more than I normally am. But I'd prefer to go back and work on my Google ads or my Nextdoor ads or my hire a flyer company, or incentivize my technicians to sell. As much as I love knocking on your door, it's probably not about as much as you love me knocking on your door. Mm-hmm. I'd prefer not to be here if I can, and I do have other people that I manage out here too. I'm the area manager, but I'm the manager, because that's the thing too. You're I've also got other guys who do this for me too, that I train to do it as well. But I'm the boss. So I don't normally get out here. I just get out here because the reason why you're telling them this is because you're not trying to look like sales hungry. You're not trying to look like commission breath, where you're just please, I just need you to sign up so I can get some commission. You're not a salesperson. That's what you need them to understand. You're not here to make a sale. You're here to do your job,
Mm-hmm. No,
yeah. What? He was doing it too, or what?
I'm just making sure I got your attention.
Yeah.
So when I stopped talking, did you notice how it got your attention?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing that happens in a sales pitch. If you're just blah, 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 burning through the whole thing, talking fast, they stop listening.
Yeah, they tone out.
And they go, and they just hear, if you
And
stop
they're
talking.
no. After all that, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, what? I just did a perfect job explaining it all. That's why you're like, hey, you know what all your neighbors love? Attention. What we do up here in the eaves. You want to keep their attention all the time.
So I think my issue is I talk way too fast.
And you don't hold, they're not even listening to you. You're not holding their attention.
So what is the speed that I need to talk?
As slow as you possibly can. So what all your neighbors love about my service with the eye contact is what I do up here in the eaves.
The long pauses.
You know what you get up there, right? The spiders, the wasps, the mud daubers.
So they're checking everything I say as I say it. If I say it at that speed, they're like, oh yeah, the spider and the wasp. Then you explain, oh yeah, if I don't sweep, they're gonna go in your attic. Then they think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, if he doesn't sweep, they're gonna go in my attic. Are there any up there? Then because I think I offended a dude last week when I told him the pitch, and then I said, like the wasp nest that you currently have. And he was like, no, I'm gonna let it slam the door. I was like, oh fuck, like, maybe I did offend him.
Well, I just say everybody gets these wasps up here, rather than saying you got a wasp nest. You say, since we don't have any trees, since they knocked them all down with the construction, all the wasps are building on the houses like this. So everyone's getting these. So it's not his fault. He doesn't have them. Everyone has them. So the thing is, I'm explaining this story, and this is the story to make 5 to 10 sales a day. This is the story that you need to get to telling them. They're gonna be like, no, I'm not interested. I don't want to buy it. You're trying to sell me something, and this allows you to push really, really hard and really, really far, and to get through all those without looking like a hungry commission breath salesperson. Like, cause you're the whole time you're like, dude, I don't care. You're like, you caught me you caught me at a good time to get a really good price out of me. Like, you're lucky. Like, this does not happen. You need to, I don't know. So that's why you're telling them, like, look, I'm like the team leader, but I have other people that I also help do this when we're trying to develop an area. Like, currently we're trying to develop over more into the North Dallas area. So we do door to door, but typically, like, when we're trying to develop into new areas, we'll really go hit it, and then we'll thicken things up with all of our ads. Your area is kind of already established, but we just had a couple people move, so we just need to put in a couple more. And I just noticed that tomorrow my guy doesn't have 2 hours worth of work, and I want him to have work. I don't want him to go home. That makes him not happy if he doesn't get his hours, right? And so I'm just kind of doing him a favor. I just want to make sure I'm doing a good job at my job. So that's why I'm out here. I'm out here to fill up these spots. And so then what does it do? When you tell them this story, are you ready? When you tell them this story and you get to the close step, step 4 is what? Close. And they're gonna start throwing objections at you. They're gonna say, can I get a business card? And you're gonna say, I could give you a business card, I can give you 100 flyers, but none of them are a coupon. Like, this isn't a call-in discount. Sorry, the only reason that I'm here is I'm the area manager. And so the way we work is we work to be really efficient. And so tomorrow my technician, he's supposed to have 12 stops. He's only got 8 because our Google ads and our normal marketing didn't quite cut it. And we had a couple people move. So I've got 4 spots that I need to fill up tomorrow. So I'm just out here to fill these up real quick, do it for a really good price and get them filled up. But with that being said, it's not really like a call-in coupon. But tell you what I could do is, one thing people have been struggling with is a lot of spiders in the garage. We've got these cool little spider traps that catch like the wolf spiders and all like the other beetles and bugs crawling around, and it'll even catch like a little mouse or something like that. Because everything climbs into those garages. We'll go ahead and put out a couple of those and replace them as often as needed, which is cool. I'll come and do that. I'll go ahead and upgrade you that and do that service for free for you if you want to get done with everybody. You were going to be here tomorrow, right? That's the objection, like, card. So first objection I'm going to give you is a card. And you saw how I referred to the story. Oh, sorry, I can give you a card, but I'm not here to passing out coupons or anything. The only reason that I'm here is because my guy tomorrow has 4 spots that I need to fill up. Like I said in my intro. In your intro, you told the story. You need to continue to tell the same story. Oh, sorry, like I mentioned, the only reason I'm here is because I'm gonna be here taking care of my 10 customers, and I've got 4 spots that I need to fill up, and so that's why I'm out here, is to fill up those 4 spots. But if I give you a card it's not like a call-in coupon. You can't call in and get the kind of pricing that I'm doing right now. Like I said, I already took $100 off that initial. That's why I'm giving that one, is because I'm here. But tell you what else I'll give you is I'll upgrade you to some spider traps as well that we can put throughout the garage to catch all the things that climb in those corners and stuff. I mean, you're going to be here tomorrow, right? So does that make sense how I kind of developed the story? Because they're like, Card, you're like, no. In the intro, I said that if I can help you while I'm here tomorrow, I'm doing it for super cheap. Like I said, I'm the area manager. What that means is that I'm here to optimize your house. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I mentioned correctly. I'm the area manager, and I'm going to be here tomorrow filling up a couple spots, and those ones I'm doing for cheap. See, my job as the area manager is to make sure my guy has a full day of 12 stops, and all those 12 stops are in the same neighborhood. Tomorrow, he's got 8 stops, which means I need to fill up 4. And normally I don't come out here and just knock on your door and bug you for fun, but our Google ads and things didn't quite cut it. And so that's why I'm out here, because I want my guy to have a full day's worth of work. So I'm just out here pretty much giving the farm away for free, just to make sure he's got work to do. So just to know you're getting the full best deal, I'll go ahead and give you a couple spider traps for free. They're typically like extra if you want to buy them and stuff. And we'll replace those as often as needed. It's good for catching wolf spiders, mice. We've caught some snakes in those things. Everything that's right under those garages, and we catch them right there, and we'll come back and replace them with anything caught in them as often as needed. If you pop them in that garage for me, I'll put a special note and we'll get that done for you. I mean, I just need a first last name to get going. So it's like a story, and it makes sense, and it's clear.
So to them, they understand why you here. Oh, you're not trying to sell me something. I said I didn't want pest control. You're only here because you have discounted spots, and you're already working my neighborhood, and you're already going to be here tomorrow. So it would make sense for me to take advantage of a discounted spot because you're not going to be here tomorrow. Basically, is what you said.
Yeah, that's a great way to, and you need to understand it so you can explain it clearly to them.
Yeah.
And then, but there's still another principle. So that was kind of explaining the operations, the situation. And then the thing is, they're like, well, I don't know, like, let me just think about it, and I'll let you know. You know, you'll be out here tomorrow. He'll be out tomorrow. Let me. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Let me think about it tonight, and I'll let you know tomorrow. You'll be like, okay, yeah, sorry, like, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm the area manager. Most of the time, I prefer to be like in the office, making sure all of my metrics are right for all of my team and everything. And you're really building yourself up as like, they should see you as like an authority figure. You should be like, no, you might think that I'm this, like, I don't know if you know who you're talking to right now. Sorry, I'm kind of a big deal. Like, you seen whatever, Anchorman or something, you know? You're like, no. I don't know if you know who you're talking to. And you want to move confidently and act confidently to where they start being like, oh, this guy's like the real deal. This guy's like legit. They're like, oh, I don't think about it. You're like, no, sorry, my guy is going to be here tomorrow. My guy is going to be here tomorrow doing all of our current customers. But me, like, I'm not going to be here. I'm just out here for the next hour or so, filling up these next 4 spots for tomorrow. And so you can call me tomorrow. You can call me any day of the year you want, and we will happily come out for you whenever you want. But if we're coming out for just you and it's not on our schedule, regular schedule, it's just normal price. It's $350 to get my truck here, and it's $119 every time I come out for just you.
I get it.
So they're like, so you can really hold it hard, you know. You can you can blame it on the operations of the company, and they're like, oh really? You're not going to do this deal later? You're like, dude, we're not Terminex, and we can't just be running around with our heads cut off all over DFW. Like, I've got an area, and he needs to be in one neighborhood every day, every 2 months. Like, we can't be running all over the place whenever people call us. That's not a good way to run a business. Like, we just got to stick to our rules. We have it all programmed into our operation, into our system, into our computer. It's called a CRM. And I literally, without permission from like the owner, can't schedule somebody on a route outside of the schedule at this type of pricing. Like, it won't let me. I've got 4 spots that I'm able to fill up at this pricing because it's on the right day. And so they're going to be trying to push it off and think about it. And you're like, no, I'm here offering service for tomorrow. That's what I'm selling. Is I'm selling 4 spots for tomorrow. That's it. You know, I'm not here trying to sign up 100 people. And so what it does is they're like, well, let me think about it. So you explain that, you're like, oh, sorry, my guy is going to be here tomorrow, and you can think about it and just make sure when you call us, you really want it, because when you call us, it's going to be normal price if it's not tomorrow, you know, and so no pressure.
So what if they're like, we're not going to be here tomorrow, but we do want it?
Well, I mean, just do me a favor. Just don't pick up the house and take it with you. And I'll go ahead and do everything that I normally do, and you'll come back and it'll be great. Like, I just need your first last name to go. That's the thing, is like, well, I mean, that's fine. All the quarterly services you don't normally be by anyways. I mean, we prefer you to be there just so you can meet your dedicated service expert that you're going to build a relationship and get to know and love. We want you to meet him. But if you can't, then that's fine.
So I think I've been confused about what I've been saying this whole time. So we don't go in on the first one. We don't go inside.
We prefer to, just so we can make sure you don't have anything that you don't know about, and just so you can meet your dedicated service expert, and you know, just to make sure we're doing a thorough job. And we'll do any treatments necessary on the inside to prevent or take care of anything. But you know, if are you seeing any bugs inside? No. Okay, so I mean, probably good to go. You know, we'll just let you know when we're coming by for your next service 3 days before, and then just make sure you're home for that one.
Okay, there we go. That's how I solved that problem. Because what I'm saying is, I knocked on the lady's door. I hit her with the pitch. She was like, "Great, I think we do want to do it. Let me ask my husband." Then she was like, "Well, we're not even going to be here on Friday." So then she was like, "I guess never mind." And then I said I was going to be, or not Friday, tomorrow. And I said tomorrow, so I felt like I gave her the information of, if she doesn't do it tomorrow, she can't do it. So then,
pretty much, and that's the situation that you need to create, and you need to hold the rules to, because it's going to make you close way more sales, way more people that are going to want to push it off and think about it. They're going to do it now rather than later, and that's what you're trying to create. The thing I say sometimes is, I was like, well, like, I'm really not supposed to do this. I do know how to work the system a little bit. We do set up rules in the system that kind of block, because I got people that I'm training up to do things, and we can't have, you know, the way we control our people is we don't control our people. It's a lot easier to just control the rules we place into our software, so we don't have to control our people. They literally can't do things unless the system lets them. And so I can't just book you off 2 weeks from now at this price. I can't do that. The system won't let me. What I can do is I can book you for tomorrow, because then that like authorizes that price. And then I know a little trick. I can reschedule you to 2 weeks from now, and I can carry that price. Because if something happens,
I could do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't just call an any random day and say, come here for $100.
Oh, I get you. But that's to lock them in on the sold of, they need to do this now. They don't have to get service tomorrow, but you need to do this now, so that you get this price now. And then if you can't take the service tomorrow, which is now, I can reschedule it for 2 weeks. Okay, that's actually cool. Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll just end up lining you up on the schedule down the road. We'll make sure that everyone's schedule's lined up down the road. So we still have someone on the same schedule on the same day. I can get by the system, and you can get this price. So it still checks off all the boxes, you know. Then when they're like, think about it, you're like, think about it as long as you want. Just make sure you want it when you call us, because it's going to be normal price. Like, I don't care if this isn't going to work out, no pressure. I just need to make sure I get these spots filled up as soon as possible. So I parked down there. I've walked down the street here. I've gotten a couple people set up I need to check back with. By the time I hit the end of this street, I'm going to get in my truck and leave, which means I need to fill up all of these spots, because I got to get going. I got to get out of here. So at this point, I'm just going to start giving away the farm for free. But whoever fills up these 4 spots it's first come, first serve on these discounted spots. So if you say no, and I walk down the street and sign up the next 4 people, they're going to get this pricing. But I'll tell you what pricing they're going to get. You know, you said you wanted to think about it, and I completely understand that. The pricing they're going to get is I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna go ahead and I gave them the spider traps, so they're already upgraded. Not only are they gonna get the spider traps, but they're also gonna get the fire ants. Are probably one of the worst things we get out here because they make your yard look ugly. They put mounds all over. Plus, have you ever been bit by a fire ant? Worst thing ever. Our fire ant service is the same thing the PGA Golf Tour uses on the golf course. You can imagine if it rained one night and then the next day came on their fire ants everywhere. That'd be terrible. So they did invent this product that works amazingly well. It works perfectly well. It's just super expensive. It's $250 for a property your size. It works so well, you apply it once a year. So we'll apply that on an annual basis for you.